Hey, everybody. Welcome back to episode 5
Episode 5, yeah.
of the Boy in the Beard. And we're super excited today. We've got a remote guest all the way from the West Coast. Some dude named Devs, which is a photographer, videographer, great cinematographer.
Great stuff. Great world famous TikToker.
Yeah. So we're going to talk with some dude named Devs here for a little bit and just kind of pick his brain a little bit and see what he's into, what he likes, what he doesn't like, best gear.
Yeah.
Talk about some movies and some music as well. So, Devs, I appreciate you coming in. I know it's 9 o'clock over there on the Best Coast, as they say. So I want to appreciate you coming in. And you and I first kind of touched base on TikTok. If you remember, do you remember what video it was that I reached out to you at? And I'm sure you probably get a lot of DMs.
I do not, but I do remember you commenting, asking me, like, why aren't my videos viral?
Yeah, that
and
for
I took
sure.
that to heart. I'm like, I don't know why.
Yeah, no, and it's tough. So the first video from me was the beer commercial you did in your house.
Oh, yeah, he showed me that one.
Yeah.
You did, and that was, I mean, honestly, I don't know if it was a year ago. It was maybe early pandemic.
Yeah, that definitely was. I remember I was a little slow in work at that time due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I figured, let me flex my creative muscle and make something. So I just kind of made a mock beer commercial.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And I think I had asked about lighting or something about that. And then, of course, I attempted to recreate that and to no avail. It definitely doesn't look anything like what you
Did you really?
What you well, a little bit, because I'm limited on gear, especially my lens setups. I don't have anything too wide. I've got an 18-55 on the Fuji, which is already a crop. So I'm
Nice.
basically at 24-70. And inside, I'm limited on my space, and I didn't have that depth that you had and you had created, I guess, in your kitchen, and so it wasn't even worth putting out. So I don't think I even told anybody about it. You have those secret fails that you don't even let people know.
Yeah,
So
I have a lot of those.
We do for sure. So yeah, you post quite a bit on TikTok. You try to post daily?
Yeah, so I was trying to post daily. That was one of my goals for 2021. But then my client base kind of got in the way. I was really busy with clients, and I kind of put a halt on that. I think I went about 17 days straight, but then I had to cut back a little bit because client work is priority because I'm getting paid from them, and I'm not getting paid from TikTok. So
Yeah, not yet, at least anyway.
No, not yet, no. But yeah, man.
Yeah. So people don't understand the amount of time that goes into editing.
Oh, editing video.
Yeah, they don't, which is absolutely insane to me. I have some clients, the crazy ones would be like, I'll shoot the same day, and they're like, oh, so, well, when can I get it? I'm like, well, we just shot it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
You haven't even gone through a
It's
catalog.
been a while.
yeah, you want to set the precedence early, because if you do one person a favor, the next thing you know, you're going to be known as the guy that do a 24-hour turnaround, and then you're screwing yourself.
Exactly, and that's when I think I learned that pretty well last year. So I kind of have that a big clause in my contract saying I need a certain amount of time for edits, just to save me on the back end.
Set some expectations.
Does that time frame, is it the same for video for photography? So do you give them the same window of expectation from photography to videography?
Photos are pretty fast. I turn around photos relatively quicker than videos. To be honest, I'm actually pretty quick with videos as well.
Yeah.
Solely because I come in with a plan. I know exactly what I'm doing in terms of storyboard. I kind of map everything out in pre-production.
Yep.
So post-production is relatively easy. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, photos are a lot faster though.
Yeah, which I mean, it makes more sense.
Makes sense, yeah. Especially you don't have to deal with any audio when
Yes.
you're doing video.
What got you
Yeah, I've
into?
turned out.
Go ahead.
What's up?
No, I was gonna say, what got you
I
into
would
the?
say-
Delays biting us in the ass a little bit. So what got him into? What got you into? Did you start with photography or videography first? Amateur.
So I started with photography.
Okay.
I was back in college. I went to University of Iowa,
Nice.
and pretty much I started a clothing brand. And when I started this clothing brand, I didn't have enough money to hire a photographer and videographer to make my e-commerce stuff. So I pretty much picked up my dad's old Nikon camera and taught myself everything.
All right.
So
Did you
that was
segue into
back-
product photography from that point, or did you just move kind of straight into portrait
No,
stuff?
so what's weird is I went to concert photography after that.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So like nightlife, concerts, events. Solely because when I owned my clothing brand, I started sponsoring artists, and with those artists, I would book them gigs so they'd perform, and then I'd have my booth in front with my partner at the time. He'd handle the clothes, and then I'd shoot the artist. So
I love concert photography. It's kind of one of my passions, and I've done some small stuff here in town. We have festivals yearly, and a few big names have came through, but nothing huge. And I always try to set a yearly goal, and one is to do a well-known artist, kind of in a full stadium, kind of a shoot.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
yeah, nice.
So so having the clothing brand, I noticed you did a video or you did a TikTok, and it was kind of about using the switcher that you use for that fashion show, a live shoot.
Yeah.
Now, do you do a lot of fashion shows?
Recently, I just recently did two. I'm really big into fashion. I love shooting fashion stuff. I think it's just like the textures and everything, all the colors is very vibrant. I just love filming it. But yes, so the switcher it's crazy because I bought it for that,
Right.
and I actually haven't really used it since until today. But I plan on doing some more live stuff and trying to book those clients.
Yeah.
But I just need to market that end
Yeah,
so they
there's
know I have
definitely
that service.
there's definitely a need for live and
Yeah, that's a niche that's getting
especially
get
for
filled
for
pretty
where we're
quickly.
at, yeah, with high school graduations and city council meetings that we deal with and
And
certain
we live in
things
kind of a small medium town, so it's not too oversaturated with people who are trying to segue into live production, and especially that there's a lot of hybridization of pre-recorded video and live stuff with all these Zoom webinars that are going, and they want slideshows or this or that or talking heads in the background,
Yeah.
or we're sharing screens.
Dude,
So.
we even host Zooms for a couple HOAs locally. So we've been known. We charge an hourly rate.
Wow.
We'll host the Zoom. We facilitate everything and moderate it, and then we charge them.
Yeah, we're kind of the Zoom guys.
Yeah.
We just almost fell
Really?
into it, but
Yeah.
yeah, you get phone calls like, "Hey, so and so from this place got referred to from so and so from this place, from so and so to this place that you did their Zoom and it went really well." And now I kind of roll around and just run Zooms.
It's funny. Yeah, he'll spend maybe 2 hours a week at somebody's house. So there's like an elderly group that does like books on in. So it's a book Zoom, and they're 60, 70 plus, so they don't know how to operate Zoom.
Yeah. And the
That's-
turnout's not bad. There's like 100 people on there live to watch their PowerPoint
Wow.
or their presentation for a book they've read. I mean, it's a really close knit community here, which I moved from a bigger city, so it's really interesting and different than what I'm used to.
So he's learning that networking pays off in dividends here.
Oh, here
Oh,
especially.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy.
100%.
So
I agree with that.
yeah, so are you a Canon guy?
I am a Canon guy.
Yeah.
I have all Canon lens. Oh, actually, I have one Sigma lens, which I really don't like. Oh, it's over here. But I don't like it.
Now,
But yeah, everything I have is Canon.
did you fall into Canon because you said your dad had a Canon?
No, my dad actually had a Nikon.
Nikon, okay.
And then I was just doing some research, and I did see the difference in the color science and the usability. And what I love about Canon actually is the glass. So like, there's so much. Like the glass is way better.
Yes.
Honestly, and Sigma, like for instance, my Sigma lens, even with the software update, it still rebounds and it like gets lost and the autofocus is not good. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about autofocus today. If it's tough when it's just trying to catch things nonstop, especially when there's a bunch of quick action happening in front of the camera. And it's like
Yes.
something really nice happens, but your camera's busy trying to pull something in the background and everything that you're trying to get
so
to
annoying. I
autofocus.
hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we even a lot of YouTubers will use that, and then they'll move out of focus, or they'll try to bring whatever it is in focus, and you see them looking at it, and you got a 3 or 4 second delay
Yeah.
until it gets done.
I know.
What do you prefer, video or photography?
So I honestly love them both kind of equally. They both have a different flavor to themselves.
Yep.
But I'm leaning lately more toward video. It's just easier to get clients. I mean, honestly, in the day and age that we live in, I'm pretty sure, the marketing and platforms that we have, video is king. I mean, photos can't really do enough anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm leaning more toward video lately.
Yeah, it's crazy because Instagram started out as more of a photography platform, and then with the introduction of IGTV and Snapchat, and then when TikTok came in, it's all video heavy, and so people are going to that.
And now every social media platform has stories or whatever they're called on Twitter, fleets, I think, or something like that.
Pinterest even has a storyboard
Really?
now. Do you know
Wow.
that?
That's crazy. No, I didn't. I've never even. I don't think I've ever even had Pinterest downloaded.
I would highly recommend getting Pinterest.
Yeah, really?
It's the biggest thing right now to help build to help market. So
Oh,
like
wow.
Pinterest essentially right now is a search engine.
Mm.
And like kind of like how you go on YouTube. YouTube's kind of like a search engine also,
Mm.
obviously with entertainment. But like, I mean, I go on Pinterest for inspiration. So like,
Yeah.
I'll type in photo inspo or
Mm.
portrait ideas, and a bunch of things comes up. So like, I recently just put up some of my TikToks on there, and they're cranking out like 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 views,
Oh,
Really?
wow.
like overnight.
A ton of
Yeah.
Google image results when you look up almost anything are Pinterest, and then you click on it and it reroutes to the website, but you can't look at it unless you have an account
Yeah.
made. And it's kind of like that Quora
Yeah.
thing where I'm just like, nope, bye, see ya. I'll find another source.
So that leads me into. So I did want to mention about your marketing. So do you favor Pinterest? What's your go to? What's your strategy?
So my go-to is Instagram. Still till today, I would say about 80% of my clients come from Instagram. Um, I think I got one client on TikTok, nothing
Mm.
on Pinterest yet, but yeah, mostly Instagram and word of mouth.
Yeah, yeah. Word of
I
mouth's
kind of have
huge.
this, yeah, word of mouth is massive. I don't really pay for ads. I kind of do an oversaturation. So meaning I try to post daily. I repurpose my old footage and make
Mm.
it into something new, and I kind of just bombard
You try
my
to game the
followers with
algorithm a little
content.
bit.
Yeah, kind of in a way. And like I don't really go by like certain times. I don't post like 7 o'clock in the morning or noon or nighttime. I kind of post randomly because honestly, you never know who's on the other side of that phone watching you
Right.
at different times. So I don't really go by algorithms.
Yeah, so you're not looking at like peaks or anything like that. You're just kind of,
Not really.
and a lot of
I
it's
mean,
random.
okay,
I
for
mean, there's an
instance,
algorithm, but it's random too.
no, for sure.
And what you were saying, for instance.
Yeah, for instance, like, okay, I do know Saturday is like my worst day to post, but I'll still put something out because, what if the CEO of some company over there needs something done and Saturday's his only day off,
Yeah.
That's the time you hit them, So again,
So
you never really know.
yeah, you don't. So I don't know if you know this about us, but we do social media marketing. We have a couple different hats. We're a sign shop. You can see behind us, we've got a 60-inch printer right there, a digital printer. We got a plotter. So we
Behind me.
die cut vinyl, photography, videography, and we do social media management. We have about 150 clients that we handle social media for. Majority are Facebook and Instagram, but we do have a few that go on Twitter, more of the municipalities and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the same what we practice. We have classes every now and again that we talk to some college students or something we did for a local TCL school, which is a technical college. So we definitely preach the same thing that you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that you
Nice.
can kind of practice that as well. And I think that's for everybody. I mean, there's so many people that they get so caught up or so wrapped up in the when to post and what to post and what's going to go. They're so worried about going viral, but which ironically enough, I asked you that. I think just putting that content out there, one, lets people know you're creative and it gets to show you the creative side that you have. You get to mix up your medium, and then the tutorial that you did with the rip tear in Photoshop, fantastic.
Mm.
I actually shared that on.
Oh,
Yeah, I love that. I actually share that today, and the fact that you can take that, and then that lives in TikTok, it lives on Instagram. You can put that on Pinterest, and it kind of has a different life on all three platforms. The chances that someone's going to see in all three are slim. It's little, but the chance they see the consistency that you're putting out.
Yeah.
yeah. And honestly, I think that, I mean, if you want to go viral, quote unquote, or be an influencer, I think the best way to do it is teaching. I think teaching other people how to do things or show them the way you do it is the quickest way to grow a brand because people want to see behind the scenes. People want to see
Behind the
your
scenes.
take
Yeah.
on things.
Yep,
So, like,
exactly
for
right.
instance, like that's why Peter McKinnon blew up. Like he was showing tutorials on how to do things and
He's fantastic.
other YouTubers.
Yeah.
So
And there's a lot of that.
that's my
Even in my feed in TikTok, it's a lot of because I'm more curious about the why or the how as opposed to what you're putting out. I want to learn why, and that's why I reached out to you initially. To give you kudos on that and seeing how that was done. It just because without that information, you have no idea.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of insight, especially in terms of how much effort it takes to create even something short. It's not directly proportional the amount of effort it takes to make something versus the length of the end product or the quantity of the final product. Like you can make a really, really well done 20-second commercial, 15-second commercial that has 10 times the amount of editing as a 15-minute long talking head with like 7 total cuts in it. So it's definitely
Yeah.
it's not proportional at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I don't think people realize that even in the sign business that we do, even cutting vinyl for the back of somebody's car, it's a 30-minute, 45-minute process, and people don't understand that. So we kind of show that as well on some of our stuff. So
They only see the tip of the iceberg.
yeah, exactly, exactly
Yeah.
right. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
So have you ever been burned bad by a client? Have they ever taken something like the low res proof you show them and taken it to someone else and tried to have them replicate it or anything like that off the top of your head? Like a cut and run,
Oh.
or you're batting 1,000 so far?
No, I mean, I'm definitely not batting 1,000. I mean, I wouldn't be the creator I am today if I didn't make these mistakes.
Yeah.
I guess I had a few clients, do the filter on your photo. That's really agitating.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's
So, like,
horrible.
I mean, honestly, nothing too crazy besides like some like legal stuff. Like some clients tried not paying their last invoice, like stuff like that, which is absolutely mind blowing to me.
So I would say for us, at what point do you take it? Do you make the legal choice to go and get that money? Was it, if you don't mind saying, how much was it?
It's only $1,000.
Okay,
but
so that's what I was getting at. So at what point? Yeah, to me, 1,000 is still $1,000. I mean,
Yes.
regardless.
True.
Did you
Yeah.
win?
So I kind of just let it go for this one. It just kind of sucks to know that there's $1,000 just like I could be having right now.
Yeah.
But honestly, business is fine, so I don't really care too much. But yeah, pretty much what I did was for a month, I was talking to my accountant and my lawyer, and they're like, "We'll just send him an email every week reminding him, and then at the end of it, we'll send him to collections."
Yeah.
But then it was going to go to this whole legal battle, and I was just like, "Well, this one's going to take too much time. This is just too much." Like, I know I'm right, but honestly, right now it's just so strapped with other work. And I was just forget it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Here's your content. You already posted it.
Yeah.
Like, nothing I can do about it anymore.
Is that a
Just
small
forget it.
claims? Is that a small claims thing or is it civil?
100%.
It's small claims. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know
I'm
if
pretty
it
sure.
made a difference if you're doing it as an entity and not an individual.
And sometimes, like, say if you weren't busy or you still had the extra money in the bank, but it's more about principle and showing that person that this isn't right because you are a small business.
Yeah, you know what? I was talking to my sister about that, and she's like, "Yeah, you should have did it. It's also a learning experience because that would have been the first time I would have went to court for something like that."
Right.
So then you're better suited
part of
later
me
on
does
if something
regret
big
it,
happens.
but exactly. Part of me does kind of regret it. I could always bring it up again if I really wanted to, but as of right now, I don't want to have all that.
Yeah,
all
you're gonna have
bad
to spend
vibes
so
and
much
come-
energy away from creating, put
Exactly.
into just trying, and you're gonna come out negative at the end of it, especially if you go to court over $1,000. You're gonna invest more than
Exactly.
$1,000 to get that 1,000 back.
Exactly.
And I think you just started talking. You said putting those bad vibes out there. Tony here is not a karma believer,
No,
but I am 100% believer.
the worst
in
people are the
karma.
most successful.
But for me, we don't talk negative of other folks, and I've learned in my life. I'm 48, going to be 49 this year. That
Really?
Yeah.
What?
So
21.
Yeah. So
Wow, you
so
look-
there's definitely a huge age
Yeah.
difference between us. Thank you. So I've learned a lot that what I put out, I kind of reap and get back, and he has yet to learn that. So putting out
I like
bad
being
vibes and
nice for the
positive
sake
vibes.
of being nice,
Not
not
for
for
the-
not for the return on investment. I'm kidding.
I don't know why I'm it.
I saw
Board
you're
games,
you're
I don't
into
think-
card games. You're into Yu-Gi-Oh.
I've been recently collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Heck yeah, how's that going? Anything rare? Are they send out packs like Pokemon style? Is that how that goes? Random.
So my fiance is collecting Pokemon stuff, and we've been doing unboxing videos for her. And so I'm thinking the next wave is going to be Yu-Gi-Oh. If
Yeah.
not, I don't care. But yeah, because I mean, this whole Logan Paul thing is absolutely insane.
Oh,
What happened with Logan Paul? The fight? Him wanting to fight?
No, he pretty much, to sum it up, he found some old like tin or booster packs or boxes, whatever, and bought it for $5 million,
What?
and then made like $3.5 million in profit or something crazy.
holy
Wow.
cow!
But yeah, this trend of trading cards is absolutely insane. I don't know if you're into basketball at all, but Lamar Ball, his basketball rookie card is going for $100,000.
Holy moly!
Wow.
I have a grip like a gallon bag full of old baseball cards from my dad, but I've never ever gone through them.
Where are they
And
at?
they're in California,
California.
in my mom's garage in a box. But I also had a Boba
Cash
Fett
out.
Pez dispenser from like the late 80s.
Yeah. Packaged or just open?
What?
No, they're all opened.
Oh yeah. But
That
still.
Yeah, he left me this random box of just like eclectic stuff. So there was a tiny flamingo statue from Kohl's in there, but then a couple things that look pretty valuable. And I have like a grip of Beanie Babies from the 90s from my grandma, who was obsessed with giving me Beanie Babies when I was an infant. And some of them are worth like $15,000, $20,000 for like a little octopus. But part of me wants to just let them sit and accrue value and give them to my kids, you know.
But you also might miss that window.
As
Yeah,
much
yeah,
as,
yeah, exactly. It'll bust.
But then you got to find a buyer. You got to find somebody who's really.
Gary V might buy it.
Let me hit up Gary V.
You will buy anything.
He
You
will.
want to buy my
Flip it for
$15,000
$5 and be proud of it.
Yeah, yeah. He'd be like, "Don't be afraid to fail. I took a $17,000 loss on this Beanie Baby."
Yeah.
And then
So what's your music style?
My music style kind of bounces around. Especially being a filmmaker, I kind of listen to absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Even from country music to rock to electronic to hip hop. My go-to music will probably be rap and hip hop, and then also electronic music.
Okay.
So
Favorite
I do a lot of raves and concerts.
Favorite rap artist?
Right now is Drake.
Drake.
Hands down. I don't
Really?
care what people say about him. He just
oh
dropped.
my gosh,
Oh,
a Scary
stop
House
it,
Part
dude.
2.
You just-
Scary House Part 2. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, bro, fire! I just listened to on the car ride this morning. Man,
I have
so
not
good.
listened to it yet. I was listening to the Part 1 yesterday because I saw people talking about how criminally underrated it is, and nothing against Drake. I have never. Gosh, why do people love everything I hate? I am not a Drake fan, man. Like, not.
You just say you don't hate him.
Yeah, I know. I objectively, I like his music. I think it sounds good, but like when I'm going for rap, I'm not listening to like yeah. Look at my hair, look at my hairline.
Wow,
I'm gonna diss your favorite.
What's your favorite? So let's say old school. So if you're thinking back in the day, 80s, early 90s, what do you go for?
80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I don't really know time zones.
So are you a Tupac or a Biggie fan?
Is Journey back?
Oh, Journey's
in the
back
80s?
in the Journey's back in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my go-to drunk song.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing. I'll karaoke that thing for hours.
How old are you?
I am 28.
28. Okay.
Nice.
So do you prefer Biggie or Tupac?
I prefer Biggie.
There
Me
you go.
too.
Yeah.
I'm from the
I just watched the
West
documentary
Coast,
actually.
but I've always liked Biggie more.
Oh, the one on Netflix.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've got it queued up. I want to watch it. Just my wife's
is it?
the Biggie.
Biopic?
Yep. On
Ooh.
Netflix.
Is it a Netflix original or are they
Yes.
just
No, Netflix original. Yeah.
Yes.
So we actually go to California. My wife's actually flying there today. She's in Atlanta now, taking a hop over to LAX. So we usually fly back 3 or 4 times a year, obviously with family. Tony's my nephew.
Yes.
So to put a little bit things into perspective as well.
His wife is my aunt, and we all grew up in California together, my family.
But I grew up here on the East Coast.
Cool. Got it.
So
got it,
we
got it.
go about 4 times a year, and they live in Santa Clarita. So we fly in LAX, rent a car at LAX, and then drive to the Canyon Country. My brother-in-law works at In-N-Out off of the 5, right there on the right-hand side where the 14 and the 5 kind of merge. And so we spend a lot of time out there.
In California.
Yeah. So next time I'm out, I'm saying that just to say hit you up to let you know that I'll be out
Yes,
there.
man.
And
Let's film something.
Yeah.
We can do like a crazy vlog or something.
Yeah.
that'd be
No,
dope.
it'll be fun. We go out there quite a bit, and try to go to LA as much as possible, or Glendale, or whatever that is. So
Yeah, big traveler over here. Too bad COVID went and threw a wrench
Yeah.
right in all those plans.
yeah, it sucks.
COVID ruined some huge brand deals for me, and it was absolutely awful. I was supposed to travel to South Africa,
What?
Brazil, for this company and do their recap travel videos. Like I think it was now 2 years ago, I went with them to France,
Ooh.
and
So like
yeah,
some big
it was just like-
international stuff got completely put
yeah.
on, canceled indefinitely, or put on hold.
I think it might be indefinitely. I don't know how they're doing as a company because, obviously because due to COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, their whole business strategy was travel.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's going to be.
yeah,
But
that's tough.
Now let's talk
yeah,
about
the
that
whole
for a minute.
business plan.
How did you get that gig? What were the steps? If somebody's listening right now, and that's which I think is that everybody's videography's goal is to travel, be a travel vlogger or for a client. How did you get that?
I was reached out via Instagram. It
Nice.
was literally just me posting vlogs and videos, and one of the owners just hit me up and said, "Hey man, I love your work. You know, would love to have you on the team. Let's work out something."
Yeah.
We did some conferences, figured out, the pricing, the budget, and this and that. And but yeah, so like usually how we get these gigs is them reaching out to me. But before that, I would always reach out to other companies. So I'd reach out to people that I really like. I'd be like, hey, love your brand, love your company. This is what I have to offer. Would you like to work? Would you like to collab? Something like that.
Yeah, the worst they could do is say no.
Right. Now, would you offer
Yeah, exactly.
would you offer free pro bono stuff in lieu of, or say, hey, let me do this to get that foot in the door, to get that client, or to get that portfolio built?
Yes. So, for instance, I forgot the name. It's a whiskey brand. It's like three house something. I don't know. Anyway, so I saw it in my dad's basement. And I took a photo of it and I photoshopped it and I sent it to him. They're, oh my god, I love it so much. And I'm like, yeah, feel free to use it. I was like, by the way, I'm a content creator. Would you guys want to do something in the future? And they're like, yeah, let's get on a conference call and let's work something out.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So I think what a lot of young content creators today just think that people will knock on your door. No, you have to be proactive. You kind of have to go out there and prove yourself to these people that you can actually do it.
Yep.
Because for instance, no one's just gonna randomly go on your page and be like, "Oh, look, this guy's great. Let me film with him."
Yeah,
No,
yeah, for sure, exactly.
That's not how it works.
Also, build your portfolio while your time isn't worth as much as it's going to be in the future.
Exactly. I mean, when I first started, I didn't really know what I loved most. I didn't know, I liked fashion photography or fashion video. I didn't know that I hated wedding stuff. So what I did was I tried all of it. So I made sure I understood, all different angles and tried it at least so I can narrow it down.
Yeah. So Dev just said it. I mean, if you want to get out there and hustle, you got to get in there. You got to slide into the DMs, put yourself out there, throw some free pro bono stuff, grab a photo from their stock or whatever, and then recreate it. If you got a product at the house, make that
You
video.
see tons
that
of
video.
videos of people making those commercials, kind of like what you did in your kitchen, where they
Yeah.
what's the cereal one we watched not too long ago? That might have
Yeah.
actually
What's his
been.
face? Daniel Sheffer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was
exactly
that
right.
might have been
So-
actually contracted. But.
Yeah, it was.
Because of Daniel Sheffer, I got this brand deal in New York. I don't know if I can say their name or not. Yeah, I can. Scotch Porter. It's a hair company. So they hit them up. Well, they hit up Daniel, but he was too busy with work, and he actually never responded to them.
Oh, wow.
And I guess my videos were popping up on
Under his
Instagram close to
recommended.
his.
Yeah.
So they saw mine and they're like, "Hey, let me fly you out then." So then
Wow.
they took me from LA to New York to film their commercial.
So
that's
you've
awesome.
definitely got a big stake in Instagram and really value that platform, and it's built you to who you are today.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't have a great following. I think I only have almost 6,000. But I mean, again, those numbers don't reflect the amount of business.
No, of course,
and-
because
Yeah.
the average follower is not your clientele. You know what I mean? They may
Exactly.
be a fan of your work and they may learn the process of it, but they're not the one out there paying your bills.
There are definitely some big influencers that have great hustle and make great things, but the people with millions and millions and millions of followers, it's on the quantity over quality portion side of things. Especially if you look at people, there are kids channels on YouTube that make videos for kids that no adult would know their name. I can't even think of a name of one, but they pull billions and billions of views just screaming at a camera, opening up a box, and putting out 7 videos a day. So,
Yeah.
it's definitely not indicative of the quality you put out.
No, especially with the kids, because my niece comes in. I have a 6-year-old, 7-year-old niece that comes over, and she's a YouTube and a Minecraft fanatic. And she'll sit there like a robot and just watch it. So those ads play continuously. They're not skipping any ads. She throws on YouTube on the TV, and it just runs and runs and runs. So yeah,
and they
that's-
repeat view a lot.
Oh no,
too.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
And that's what I'm doing actually with my fiance. Our next goal is because she's becoming a new Pokemon fanatic. Well, she was her whole life, but obviously with this new trend. But yeah, we're doing unboxing videos.
Nice.
And the last one we just put out, it's 45 minutes. So I'm just
Wow.
hoping some kid just watches the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Yeah. How many ads you got
Yeah.
running on that one?
Well, the thing is,
You have to be a certain size.
she just started a YouTube channel again.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think you can only monetize after 1,000.
1,000 subs or a certain amount of watch time, I believe,
Yep.
like 10,000 minutes
Got
or
it.
something
So-
like that.
We'll see. Hopefully we get there.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have a favorite movie, or do you have a movie that resonates with you, or that makes you feel a certain way that every time you watch it?
So it's weird. Is it like I don't really watch movies that often?
Yeah.
I kind of watch. Well, okay, I like rom-coms.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I don't know.
Nothing
It's
wrong with
weird because yeah, I love rom-coms. I love comedy stuff. But yeah, I don't. I guess my attention doesn't really last that long.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see that even in my videos. That's why mine are kind of faster paced and they go at a certain rate.
Right.
Because my attention is just like that.
What do you think's the
So I don't
movie
really
you've seen
watch
the
movies too
most,
much.
quantity-wise?
Oh gosh. Maybe like the Fast and Furious series.
Oh my goodness,
Love those.
that's great. Those movies are hilarious. What are they on, like the ninth one?
The first couple,
Oh my God.
1 through 4, 1 through 5 are kind of my favorite. Then when they lost,
Yeah, because
Yes,
you know, I mean,
100%.
yeah.
you for an action movie, you
Yeah.
compare it against
So
other action
another
movies.
funny story. So those came out, I think, 2001,
It was early 2000.
2001.
Wasn't the
I was in the import scene. I had actually I just posted. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see that
Yes.
one car. So that was 1998 in Atlanta at Nopi National. So I was into the import scene from probably 97 up until 2001, 2002. And obviously that car was built around kind of the Reese or Rod Millen touring car series, which was real big in England and stuff.
Dude has a website for that car, right? With a
do.
hit counter on the bottom.
That's how old it is.
in like Comic Sans, bright yellow. So that there
What?
just shows. you.
Yeah, and it's like an Angel Fire website, so it's angelfire.com, whatever the heck you think. I got it saved somewhere.
There's like some blogs on there. That just like a
Oh my
fossilized
God.
internet.
Yeah,
basically.
no, for
So you
sure.
still building cars?
No, not at all. I appreciate them. My money's invested in my equipment, and my time is definitely
it.
invested in my equipment. I probably do about 80, 85 hours a week, roughly. My
Yep.
kids are old. I've got a 26-year-old and an 18-year-old, so I don't have the youth
And I have
at
a
the house.
negative 15-year-old.
So I don't have any
Amazing.
kids at the house. My wife she's a partner in the business, so she understands the hustle and the grind that we do. So
Yeah.
it's it's not really work because I love it. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Yeah. Anything else you want to plug or talk about?
I guess check me out on Instagram and TikTok at some dude named Devs. I'm gonna start putting out more content on YouTube, like more tutorials and behind the scenes of my shoots. Again, everything is some dude named Devs.
Yeah.
So
And you've
check
got
it out. Yeah.
some Lightroom
Presets.
presets for
Presets.
sale. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are older ones. I gotta revamp those. I have
Okay.
some presets on my website. That's just my full name, andrewdevera.com.
Yeah. ANDROU.
So yeah, presets. Yeah, my name's spelled a little differently. I honestly believe my parents didn't know how to spell it when they came to America.
That's a
And
good
blue.
possibility. Yeah. So let me
Right.
know when those new ones come out because I definitely want to pick those up because I love your style and the way all your
I like
your
that it's
photos
not
look.
all oversaturated. That's what stands out to me because everything people just crank that saturation at like 170 and they're like, gorgeous.
I hate
Because it's not what the world looks like. It's
And what's funny is so with same thing with landscape. We do the tourism page here in town. So we're in Beaufort, South Carolina, the same place that Forrest Gump was filmed. You know, in the movie Forrest Gump when he's running over the bridge, that's the bridge in our hometown. So we handle the CVB, the Convention and Visitors Bureau page for the tourism, and from an engagement standpoint, the most oversaturated, poorly lit, out of focus photo gets the most love. I'm out there taking something. I mean, it's crispy, it's clean, everything's in focus. The rule of everything is possible, and it's the least of engagement. It annoys me to no end.
yeah, and then you make it look like it was a
Mind-blowing, isn't it?
Photoshop painting, and
It is. Yeah.
Instantly. 2,000 likes.
Another truth that I was driving and the bridge was open, so it's a swing bridge. So a boat comes by, everybody gets stuck in traffic 20 minutes. It's that kind of a small town. And I'm right at the foot of the bridge, and there's a sign that says, "Welcome to downtown Beaufort." It's through a couple palm trees, and the bridge is open. So I open the sunroof, stick the phone out, snap a photo. Probably the most engaged photo we've had in probably a year and a half, 2 years. Over 2,000 likes.
Don't understand that.
I don't either.
It's mind blowing to me.
Yeah, Saturday at not the optimal time, which I know we're not really talking about optimal time.
No, that's
But
case in
it's
point.
yeah, and there's no. I mean, it's probably one of the worst photos ever. But
Like a blind click, and everyone's just like, "Wow, this is the savant of photography."
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know.
So what we'll do is we'll throw the website URL on the bottom of the screen. Everybody go like this man's page, support him through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. What's the new YouTube for you and your fiance?
The boxing unboxing.
Oh man, I think that's just under Jessica Claire with 3 E's.
Okay.
All right, we'll have to find it.
What are you unboxing?
Cards.
Anything specific? Cards?
Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards. Okay.
Yeah, so like the new Shining Fates, like all the new edition ones. Yeah, that should be cool.
Perfect. All right. Some dude named Devs, we appreciate it. I'll hit you up before we come to California.
Cool. Yeah, man. Thanks again for having me. This shows you the power of social media. Just meeting on TikTok and
Yeah.
connecting with other creators from across the U.S.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
And we can hold
I appreciate it.
a 45-minute conversation easily.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Goes to show.
Thanks,
All right,
dude.
nice to meet
Appreciate
you.
it.
All right.
Thanks.